attempt number like 5 to figure this shit out. Bye. Okay, I think I got it. Now if I could just stop sneezing, that would be great. Ugh. Whew. Hello everyone. So if I was able to insert the clips, you can see that I've been on the struggle bus all morning trying to figure out this camera. I dug my husband's camera out of storage. I am not photographically inclined. I have no skill with the camera. I can barely use my phone camera, so I've been trying to figure it out all morning. Watched a couple YouTube videos. So I'm hoping I figured it out and I don't bungle up this video too much. So I just wanted to share with you all the books that I read in this month of December. I got quite a few books read. I had 6 books on my TBR. I read 4 of them and then I read some other books because I just didn't feel like getting to the other ones. I will just start off with the lowest rated books that I had and go up to the highest rated books. I had 2 5-stars and very, some really good reads. So yeah, let me begin. Sorry, I'm getting sick. Just inevitable. It's ugh. But sorry if I'm sniffling and sneezing. So I will start off with The Star-Touched Queen, and this is by Roshana Chokshi. I recently just hauled this book. I unfortunately only gave it 2 stars. It follows Princess Maya, who has a horoscope of death and destruction, and she is married to Prince Omar, and she has to save the world and the other world. The story is very intriguing. My problem with it was to me it just wasn't well written. I felt like there wasn't a good foundation. You don't have a good idea of the timeline or the settings. It just, like I said, it doesn't have a foundation. Her imagery though is gorgeous. I will say that it is beautiful. She paints a gorgeous picture. Her just vocabulary and diction is just amazing. I felt kind of like I was being dragged around. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed in it and I feel really bad about it, but it is what it is. I can't read everything amazing. So yeah, my only disappointing read, so I'm not too butthurt about it. The next book I have for you is Queen of Wands by Kati Robert, and I give this 3 stars. This is a romance sci-fi novel. Sorry. It follows Jenny O'Kieran and Mac Flannery. So Jenny's been sent to rescue Mac, and he's a tech genius, and she's kind of a strong-willed kind of woman, and it's very romance heavy. I enjoyed it. It was just too short, honestly. This book is like 340 pages long, but there's a short story in the back, so the actual story is only 257 pages. So it was too short. I felt like it ended too soon. Like she could have stuck another 100 pages at least in of either romance or story. I felt like the story just ended way too quickly. I was like, what? That's the end? Like they didn't deal with like kind of the major problem in the book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the 3rd one coming out. I'm hoping that does finish up the story, and we'll see how it goes. I hope it's coming out soon before I forget. And then the next book I actually just finished this morning, and it is Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. I give this one 3 stars as well, and this follows Prince Yarvi, and he is the son of King Uthil. He has an older brother, so he's not expected to become king. He's called half a king because I guess they don't tell you exactly, but I guess his left arm is either deformed and he only has, I think, his thumb and his forefinger, and he doesn't have use of his hand, so that's why he's called half a king. But unexpectedly his father and brother are killed, so the king is thrust upon him, and then his uncle betrays him, and he ends up becoming a slave, and it's just his journey back to regaining his throne. It has some really cool plot twists. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to the next 2 books. It was very short, and I didn't care for the setting as much, I think because it just seemed a little bit small to me, and I don't know, I think I enjoyed it because it was short, but I also think I didn't like it as much because it was short. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just felt like I wanted to read more, but I did like that it was short too. I'm a woman, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, definitely looking forward to reading the next two. And the next books I have for you are all 4 stars. The first one I have is 10 Count by Hito Takurai. This one I enjoyed very much, and this follows Shirotani, and he is OCD and a germaphobe, and he meets up with a therapist, and the therapist takes him through a 10-step program to help him overcome what he's dealing with, and it's focused on the romance, and they're just, I think, starting to have feelings for them. So I'm looking forward to reading the next volumes in the series when I pick them up. Nextly for you, I have 7 Brief Lessons on Physics by Carlo Rovelli. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. This is very, very short. It's only like 80 pages, and it just follows 6 lessons on like physics and kind of the foundation. If you're into learning about it, or you want to kind of know where to start if you're looking into physics, this would be a good starting point, and it kind of tells you where to go from there. And then the last lesson, he kind of talks about our place in the universe and like what we can do. So this is very good, very enjoyable, and I think this is something I'll pick up throughout the years just to be refreshed, and then also his kind of take on humanity as well. Very good. Nextly, I have The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson, and this is the conclusion to the Remnant Chronicles trilogy. I remember when I read the second book, I was just dying to read this one, and it hadn't come out at the time. And then I picked it up soon after it was released, and then I let it sit on my shelf. I have a problem, I do that a lot with last books in series, because I'm like, oh, it's so good, I don't want to let it go. But I'm glad that I finally got around to reading it. It was very good. This continues to follow Princess Jazelia, or Princess Leia, I guess, and her 2 love interests. I think Mary Pearson does a good job of balancing story with romance, because I know with a lot of YA novels I get irritated by the romance, because I'm like I want to know the story too. Unless it's, you know, supposed to be a romance, then I don't mind, but she does a good job of balancing. It was a little bit slow for me, that's why I only gave it 4 stars. I think otherwise I would have given it 5. But it was really good. I really love Leah. Her character is just, I admire her strength. I really liked it. And I loved the ending. I know I can't, like, I don't want to tell details because I don't want to spoil it, but I would definitely recommend this series. It's very good, and I am just super happy with the ending. It's one of the better endings I've ever read, so definitely glad to have this book. And the next 4-star read I have for you is Gemina, the second book in the Illuminae Files, and this is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This follows Hannah and Nicholas on the jump station Heimdall. So the first book, Illuminae, followed Katie and Ezra, and they were on this spaceship. They come from Kranza. I can't remember what the spaceship is called. It was even in here, and I just finished this book. I am super forgetful. One sec. Sorry, my phone's going off. And I'm back. This was super good. I'm really thrilled with it, and I'm definitely looking forward to the 3rd book. I won't tell you too much again because it is a sequel. Super, super good if you're into sci-fi. Has some good amount of romance, not too much. Definitely recommend this book. So yes. And then the last 2 books I have for you are both 5 stars. One that I kind of knew was going to be because the author is just, writing is so good. And then the other one is an author that I had never read before. I was hoping to like the book. I was really excited for it, but I was not expecting it to be as good as it is. And that is The Lyra Thief by Jennifer Fallon. I'm actually going to do a separate review about it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But it's fantasy, and it follows a number of different characters. I went out and read this, and I immediately went and bought the other 6 books that she's written that are in this world. Her writing is excellent, and her characters are just, they're just so well rounded. There's a lot of depth to them, and like they're believable. I loved it. I love the story. I love how interwoven all these characters are and how everything comes together, and it's just so good. I'm in love. So yes, definitely recommend this book. And I cannot wait for the sequel to come out. I am dying. I hate waiting. Waiting sucks. And then the last book I've had on my shelf since it came out, which was probably, I don't know, 6 months ago. And I didn't want to read it because I didn't want to let go of the story, and I didn't want to let go of the characters. But I finally decided to suck it up and read it, and that is The Morning Star by Pierce Brown, and this is the conclusion to the Red Rising trilogy. I don't, like, it's just, again with the characters are so well written, and his plot, it had me on the edge of my seat. I was sweating, like literally sweating, and then there's a couple times I had to put the book down because it was getting so like into it, and just like my heart was racing. I just had to set it down and like walk away before I started screaming at characters or like wanting to cry because somebody died or whatever. If you haven't read his series, I would definitely recommend it. It is sci-fi, and it definitely, like, I love the first book, but it got even better since then, which is hard to say. He has definitely become an autobi author for me, and I can see why so many people love his writing. It's just, it's excellent. Very well done. So yeah, I'm going to stop ranting and raving about it, because I could probably rant and rave all day. But yeah, those are all the books that I read this past month. Yeah, I'm finally glad to be kind of out of that reading slump that I was in for a while, and I'm hoping I can carry it into the new year. I have my TBR for next month. It is way too ambitious, but a girl can hope. So yeah, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful New Year's, and I shall see you later, and have a good one. Bye.